Today we're diving into something every man needs to understand. How high-value men, not just any man, but the real deal, talk to women. Modern dating is filled with confusion, drama, and emotional roller coasters. But here's the kicker: high-value men handle all of it differently. And they do it through the power of stoicism. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. No cheesy pickup lines. No fake confidence. Just pure, unshakable presence. I'm going to give you 10 critical ways to talk to women like a high-value man. How to master conversations by controlling your emotions. By the end of this, you won't just be a guy that women are interested in. You'll be the guy they're chasing. Modern dating is broken, but we're here to fix it. Stick around, and I promise you'll walk away with practical strategies that will completely change the way you communicate. Let's get started. 1. Calm confidence in conversations. We start with the foundation: calm confidence. If you're reacting emotionally to everything a woman says or does, you've already lost. Here's a hard truth: women are drawn to emotional control, not emotional chaos. In a world hooked on drama and dopamine, a man who stays cool under pressure is rare. And rare means valuable. So when you talk to a woman, never let her see you sweat. You're calm. You're collected. You're in control. When she tests your patience or throws a curveball your way, stay grounded. Don't react. Respond. High-value men don't let their emotions run wild. They lead conversations with composure. Imagine you're out with her, and the convo suddenly gets awkward. She says something most men would get insecure about. You don't flinch. You smile. You stay centered. That right there. More attractive than any flashy outfit or six-figure job. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, defend, or overreact, pause. Breathe. Respond from a place of control, and your words will hit different. 2. Speak with purpose. Here's where 90% of guys mess up. They talk too much. High-value men don't speak just to fill the silence. Every word has weight. Every sentence has intent. They don't ramble, and they let silence do some of the heavy lifting. Sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do. Silence, when used intentionally, communicates confidence. It shows you're comfortable in your own skin. That you don't need her approval. In today's world of oversharing and non-stop chatter, this stands out like a lighthouse in the fog. Here's a practical example. Instead of saying, "You're really pretty," like every other guy, try something real. Say, "You have a unique way of looking at things. I'd like to hear more." Now she's intrigued. You've created space for a deeper connection. Talk less. Listen more. Speak with purpose. And you'll be shocked at how much more women lean in, respect you, and remember you. 3. Emotionally detached. Let's talk about rejection. Most men fear it. They dread it. And when it happens, it wrecks their confidence. But high-value men, they don't care. Rejection doesn't define them. It's not personal. It's just part of the process. Not every woman is going to be into you, and that's totally okay. A high-value man knows his worth. He doesn't crumble when things don't go his way, and he definitely doesn't chase validation. If she's not interested, he moves on, focused on his goals, his mission, his purpose. Because here's the truth: emotional detachment is power. The less emotionally reactive you are, the more attractive you become. Not just to women, but to the world. They smile, nod, and move on. Think about it. Why let one interaction define your worth? The truth is, women are more attracted to men who are unfazed by rejection. Why? Because it shows emotional strength. When you're unaffected, you're sending a powerful signal. Your confidence comes from within, not from her approval. And that, my friend, is incredibly rare today. Women are so used to men who crumble at the first sign of disinterest that when they meet a guy who doesn't even flinch, it makes them curious. If a woman senses that rejection will break you, she'll lose respect instantly. But when she sees you walk away with confidence, even after a no, it flips the script. You become the man who doesn't need her to feel good about himself. This is where you set yourself apart. The Stoic man is always prepared to lose. Why? Because he's not emotionally invested in the outcome of a single moment. He knows his worth isn't tied to one woman, one date, or one conversation. He's playing the long game, and women can feel that. Rejection becomes irrelevant because he sees the bigger picture. His emotional detachment makes him stand out, and suddenly, the woman who rejected him is second-guessing her decision. The moment you show that rejection doesn't shake you, you flip the power dynamic. And that kind of calm confidence? It's magnetic. So next time you face rejection, don't react emotionally. Don't try to convince her, chase her, or take it personally. Instead, smile, thank her for her time, and walk away with your head held high. It's not just about being polite, it's about sending a clear message. You are not easily shaken. You don't place your self-worth in someone else's hands. And that, my friend, is power. 4. Maintain composure in any situation. How many times have you been in a heated moment, maybe during a date or a disagreement, and felt the urge to explode? Most men lose their cool. They let the moment take over, and when they do, they lose control of how they're being perceived. But here's the truth. Composure is power. In a dating world filled with drama and emotional chaos, the man who keeps his cool wins. Women are constantly testing men, not out of malice, but instinct, to see if you can handle emotional pressure. The second you get defensive or visibly frustrated, you lose ground. But high-value men, they stay calm. Even when conversations get tense, they don't break. If she challenges you, you stay centered. If she pushes your buttons, you don't flinch. You're in control. That's the mark of strength. Women are naturally drawn to men who can handle themselves under pressure. It's a biological signal of leadership and capability. Want to master this? Practice composure in your daily life. Next time someone annoys you, don't react right away. Take a breath. Let it sit. You'll notice how much more control you have, not just over yourself, but over how others respond to you. 5. Active listening. We live in a world full of distractions. Smartphones, notifications, social media. Everyone's rushing to talk, but almost no one listens. Here's a simple truth. One of the most attractive traits a man can have is being fully present in conversation. When a high-value man talks to a woman, he's not half listening while thinking about his reply. He's completely focused. He listens. He engages. He makes her feel like she's the only person that matters in that moment. That kind of attention, in today's world, it's rare. And rare equals valuable. Most guys just wait for their turn to speak. They nod along while mentally preparing their next line. But that's not presence, that's performance. Active listening means being there. Fully. It means holding eye contact. It means truly processing what she's saying before replying. It means asking thoughtful questions that show you're engaged, not just faking interest. And here's the beauty of it. When a woman feels truly heard, it builds emotional attraction faster than anything else. She sees you as different from every other guy trying to impress her. In a world where women often feel unheard, making them feel seen and understood, that's a game changer invested in what she's saying. That level of engagement makes her feel valued and appreciated, and that's where real connection begins. Practice active listening by holding eye contact and responding thoughtfully. Put your phone away. Resist the urge to check it. Don't let your mind drift off to what you're going to say next. Just be present. You'll notice how much more engaged she becomes when she realizes you're genuinely interested in what she has to say. And that sets the stage for a deeper, more meaningful connection. 6. Stoic body language. Body language speaks louder than words. In fact, the majority of communication is nonverbal. Before you even say a word, your body is already sending a message. Here's the kicker. Most men have no idea just how much they're communicating without even speaking. The way you stand. The way you move. The way you hold or avoid eye contact. All of these things send signals, and women pick up on them instantly. High-value men command attention not just through what they say, but through how they carry themselves. So ask yourself, are you standing tall or slouching? Are your movements calm and controlled, or jittery and nervous? Is your eye contact steady and confident, or are you constantly looking away? These small details make a huge difference in how women perceive you, before you've even said a single word. Now imagine this. You walk into a room. You're silent. But the way you carry yourself makes people take notice. That's the power of body language. High-value men understand that their presence alone speaks volumes. They don't fidget. They don't hunch their shoulders. And they sure as hell don't avoid eye contact. They stand tall, move with intention, and maintain steady, grounded eye contact. It's like their body is saying, I'm in control. I'm centered. I'm unshakable. And guess what? Women are highly visual. They notice these physical cues more than you think. If your body shows nervousness or insecurity, they feel it. But if your posture, your movement, your eye contact all scream confidence, they feel that too. Here's a secret. Speed matters. Men who rush through movements, whether it's walking, talking, or even adjusting their clothes, come across as nervous or insecure. But high-value men, they move slowly, deliberately. Every gesture is measured and intentional. Whether they're picking up a drink, adjusting their stance, or turning to speak, there's no hurry. No anxious energy. Just calm, confident control. This subtle shift changes everything. Slow down. Be deliberate. Let your body speak before your words ever do. You'll command attention without even trying, not just from women, but from everyone in the room. 7. Mastering emotional control. We've all been there, in the middle of an argument, a tense moment, or emotional chaos. And you feel yourself slipping, reacting, defending, lashing out. Most men fall into that trap. They let their emotions take the wheel. And in that moment, they lose control, not just of themselves, but of how others perceive them. But here's the difference. High-value men don't let emotions control them. They know that emotional control is their greatest weapon. You need to understand something powerful. Women are naturally drawn to emotional strength. They want to know that when things get intense, you won't fall apart. Think about it. How many guys do you know who freak out over the smallest issue? Who get defensive, angry, or rattled the second something doesn't go their way? That's common. But when you're the man who stays calm, who doesn't raise his voice, who doesn't let drama pull him in, you become rare. You stand out. Instantly, in a world full of men who crumble under pressure, you become the exception. When a woman tests you emotionally, it's not because she wants you to fail, it's because she wants to know if you can handle the pressure. Can you stay composed in the face of emotional chaos, or will you fold like the rest? If you get reactive, impulsive, or lose your temper, you show her that you're just another guy who lacks emotional strength. But if you remain calm, composed, and rational, she sees something rare, a man who's in control no matter what. High-value men understand that emotions are fleeting, and letting them control you only leads to bad decisions. The ability to detach from emotional chaos and remain grounded is one of the most attractive traits a man can develop. Picture this. You're in a heated argument. Emotions are flying. But instead of yelling, defending, or reacting, you pause, think, and respond with calm clarity. That's real strength. And it's incredibly rare. Here's the harsh truth. Women want a man who can protect them, not just physically, but emotionally too. If you can't even regulate your own emotions, how can you protect her from the storms of life? Emotional control doesn't mean ignoring her feelings. It means not letting her emotions become your emotions. You stay centered. You stay grounded. And no amount of drama can pull you off balance. So the next time tension enters a conversation, whether it's with a woman, a friend, or a coworker, take a step back. Don't react. Breathe. Stay calm. Respond with logic. You'll find that you not only gain more control over the moment, you earn more respect from everyone involved. Emotional mastery separates average men from high-value men. Because when you can rise above the drama, you're not just protecting your peace. You're proving that you can protect hers too. 8. Asking thoughtful questions. Most guys stick to the script. What do you do for work? What's your favorite movie? But high-value men go deeper. They ask questions that spark real connection, not just polite conversation. They're genuinely interested in the woman sitting across from them. And they use questions to unlock her inner world, her thoughts, her experiences, her dreams. You see, most women are used to surface-level talk. So when a man shows up and goes beyond the basics, it catches her off guard, in the best way. It tells her you're not here to impress her with recycled small talk. You're actually curious about who she is. Here's why it matters. Asking meaningful questions gives her space to express herself in ways most men never allow. And when a woman feels understood, she starts to feel connected. That connection, that's where real attraction begins. Instead of, what do you do for fun? What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet? What passion have you had since you were a kid? What's a dream you've never told anyone because it felt too big? These questions make her think. They invite her to reveal something personal and real, and when she does, she won't forget it. Skip the shallow stuff. Ask about her passions, her values, her dreams. She'll remember that conversation long after it's over. Because most men never even scratch the surface. 9. Confidence without ego. Confidence is everything. But ego will kill your vibe faster than anything else. High-value men are confident, but they don't need to prove it. They don't boast. They don't dominate the conversation. They don't seek validation. They just are. This is quiet confidence. The kind that doesn't shout, it radiates. It's in how you speak, how you move, how you handle yourself. You don't need to talk about how great you are. People feel it. True confidence comes from knowing who you are, and not needing anyone's approval to feel secure. It's the confidence of a man who doesn't chase validation, because he already validates himself. And that's the kind of presence that makes women lean in, who knows his worth but doesn't need to advertise it. When you exude that kind of energy, women notice. You don't need to tell her you're great. She can see it in how you carry yourself. One of the biggest mistakes men make is confusing ego with confidence. They think bragging or showing off will earn respect. But here's the harsh truth. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you reveal your insecurity. Bragging about your job, your car, or your status. It doesn't impress women. It repels them. True confidence is quiet. It's the unshakable belief that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You walk into the room already owning your worth, and that silent assurance is far more attractive than any boastful words could ever be. Women are turned off by arrogance. They see through it instantly. They want a man who is secure in himself, not someone trying to convince the world that he's worth something. So next time you're tempted to brag, don't. Let your energy, presence, and actions speak louder than your words. Stay humble. Let your quiet confidence do the talking. You'll command more attention, without even trying. 10. End with grace. How you end a conversation is just as important as how you start it. And here's where most guys blow it. They overstay their welcome, thinking if they keep talking, they'll win her over. But the truth is, the longer you drag it out, the more likely you are to make things awkward. High-value men know when to leave, and they do it gracefully. They don't beg for attention. They don't try to force a connection or squeeze in one last joke to keep her interested. They leave on a high note, while she's still engaged, still smiling, and still curious. When you exit the interaction confidently and naturally, you leave her thinking, "Wow, I want to know more about him." That's how you create a lasting impression. Ending a conversation gracefully isn't about cutting things short. It's about sensing the peak of the interaction and wrapping it up smoothly. Better to leave her wanting more than to overstay and lose the spark. Smile. Give a warm but brief goodbye. And walk away with confidence. Let her be the one thinking about you afterward, replaying the conversation in her mind and wondering what else you're about. Because you weren't the guy who tried too hard. You were the guy who left on his terms. Calm, composed, and unforgettable. Final thoughts. So there you have it. 10 powerful ways to talk to women like a high-value man by applying Stoic principles. Remember, it's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it, how you carry yourself, and how you handle pressure. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are calm, in control, and unaffected by chaos. Men who don't chase, don't fold under pressure, and don't let their emotions run the show. Be that man. If you're serious about transforming your dating life and becoming the kind of man women naturally respect and desire, hit that subscribe button now. Drop a comment below. Which of these 10 principles resonated with you the most? And if you're ready to go deeper, to level up your mindset, sharpen your confidence, and design the life you truly deserve, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching. This is the Stoic Journal, helping you master yourself so you can master your world.